Hello everybody and welcome to my review and unboxing of the Fractal Design Define S Windowed Edition. This is my first review of a computer product, a PC product. Some of you may have seen my gardening videos. Obviously this is a whole different direction. So the Fractal Design Define S is essentially a very open, very water cooling friendly take on the previously released Define R5. When you look at it, you'll see it's very similar to the Define R5, but it takes away some things actually, which is why they're able to offer it at a cheaper price. It's only $89.99 US for the windowed edition. Pretty awesome. As you can see, the case comes packed in your standard way, styrofoam, plastic, nothing too much to be excited about. The case comes with a user guide, pretty simple, not too much to it, just a small booklet. And it also comes with a box of the hardware and little doodads you'll need for putting it together. We take a quick look at the back here, we can see what it comes with. Motherboard standoffs, a motherboard tool, screws, zip ties, exactly what you'd expect. Taking a look at the top of the case, we can see just like the Define R5, it has what they call the ModuVent system with 3 vents on the top. It has headphone jack, microphone jack, reset, power on and off switch, 2 USB 3 ports. Pretty standard for computer cases these days. Taking a look at the front of the case, it has a faux brushed aluminum finish even though it's plastic. Looking at the back, we see 7 standard PCIe slots, 140 millimeter fan that comes with the case, excuse me. Taking a look behind the motherboard tray, we can see the drive system is back here. You'll notice when we get to the front of the case that there's no room for drives in the front of the case. But in the back of the case, you can put 3.5 hard drives in the place you see right here. And then on the right behind the motherboard, you'll see there's room for 2.5-inch drives or SSDs, and those little caddies are held in with thumb screws. We see Fractal Design's standard but very awesome Velcro straps for wire management, and there's also a lot of cable tie downs if you need them to use zip ties. Looking around to the front of the case, we see it's got a big window. Perfect for water cooling, perfect for showing up all your components. If we're going to take it off, it has 2 captive thumb screws. Notice they don't come out. Very nice, keeps you from losing them. See, I'm taking the side off now to get a look inside. And what do we see? We see it has a good big motherboard cutout. In the back of that, we can see the sound dampening material from the other side. That's what I'm touching now. The case has nice grommets. You can see grommets on all the places where cables go through. The bottom of the case is filtered for underneath your power supply. Pull out filter, easy to clean. Not so easy to get back in, but that's just me. It comes with the 140 millimeter fan in the back and in the front. And one of the features that makes me most excited about this case are these slots. Those slots actually are a place to mount a reservoir and pump. And I have a XSPC D5 pump combo that's going to go there when I put together my new build, which isn't really a new build. I'm more just transferring and adding some new water cooling stuff. All in all, if you look, this case has a big wide open interior. The front of the case also filtered, magnetic dust filter, easy to take on and off. You see there's room for 3 360 fans or 3 140. So what does that mean? I said 360, I mean 120 fans. It means you can fit a 360 or a 420 rad in front. These holes are how the front cover snaps off and on. There is no door like on the R5. And these are the posts that go into those holes. And you don't need a door because there are no optical drive bays in the case, which is how they save the room. And I personally am thrilled about that because nobody uses those things anyway. Looking at the top of the case, again we see what they call the moduvent system. Essentially there's 3 plastic covers on the top, and you can only remove the ones that you need to depending on what kind of cooling you put in the top. So I plan to put a 240 rad up there. So I will just be taking 2 of them off and then leave the other area covered for noise reduction. They do have sound dampening material on the inside. They're a little bit of a pain to get on and off actually, but I was eventually able to do it. This might not be representative of your experience because I'm big and clumsy. And if you look, you'll see that at least for 120mm rads, it's offset over to the side, away from your motherboard, which is awesome. It gives you much more room to work. And if you go to a 140 or to a 280 or a 420 rad or fans, then you'll lose the offset. One drawback to this case I note is that there is no dust filtering on the top. If you take those off, some dust will settle into your case, although you'll probably be using it as an exhaust. For instance, I'll have fans blowing up through my rad out the top, so that might not be too much of a problem. And they had to cut costs somewhere to get this case down below $100. Looking down in the bottom of the case, one more thing to show is they put some pre-drilled holes for pumps, which is another great water cooling feature. And these should be good for a D5 or a DDC pump or most variants. So that's it for our look at the Fractal Define S windowed edition. Thank you. And coming up soon in part 2, you will see me put this case to the test in a full custom water cooling build.